Mesdames et messieurs, Mademoiselle Lucic Kuznetsova est à choisir relancer.
L'arbitre de la rencontre est l'Américain Tony.
A day like today, the temperature will no doubt rise in due course. It's already climbing quite steadily, and looking like early afternoon we might be approaching around 80 degrees Fahrenheit here. We're out to the west side of this great city.
Please.
As I mentioned, a bit of a breeze coming from the western direction, but at the moment it is very still, which is great. So these famous courts prepared again, qualifying all done, and now battle to commence in the main draw. And for us it will be the Russian Svetlana Kuznetsova, sixth seed,
Au service,
going to get things
Mademoiselle
underway
Kuznetsova.
here.
Prêt? Joue. 0-15.
Playing in her 40th main draw of Grand Slam singles, 39 in a row, which is tied for the second longest active streak. Really, struggling for timing as Lucic hits those heavy ground strokes. A player who re-emerged last year, coming back to this event for the first time in many years. Was unable to get through the first round, but she was up against another famous Russian in Maria Sharapova on that occasion. Serve, loving it up.
30.
Not much wrong with that. Kuznetsova, power in her own game. And when she's fully focused, when she's not getting nervous, which she can still do despite all her experience, she's formidable. Until recently, Kuznetsova was working with Olga Morozova, former Russian player of great note, but has recently switched her coaching allegiance to the former Israeli tennis player Amos Mansdorf.
Mademoiselle Kuznetsova.
And a quick recovery from love 30, so Kuznetsova claims the first game here.
Premier jeu.
Yes, Mansdorf teaming up with Svetlana only last month. Of course, from terrific sporting stock is Svetlana. Her father, Alexander Kuznetsov, the cycling coach of 6 Olympic and world champions. He also coached Svetlana's mother, Galina Sareva, who was a 6-time world champion, holding 20 world records. And her brother, Nikolai Kuznetsov, he was a silver medalist at the 1996 Atlanta Olympics.
$0-15.
The perfect way to follow up double faulting on your first serve of a slam. Acing with the second. Opened it up, created that opportunity, but just missing. Good to see her coming forward with that kind of attack, and a player that one remembers from her teens striding through the Wimbledon draw unheralded back in, when was it, 99? All the way to the semi-finals. Hard into the backhand wing for the Russian, and Kuznetsova from deep can only defend short. Not going to miss it this time. Swing volley that occasion. Taken very well.
40. Mademoiselle Lucic.
Failed rather miserably, didn't it, for Kuznetsova? So Lucic levelling it. A couple of errors, but also some strong play as well. One of her sisters is Lucic's agent, travels with her. And a beautiful return, again from within the baseline. Stepping forward, just coming, well, on the baseline, but that perfect into the corner. Don't know about you, but it reminds me a little bit of Mary Pierce, the former French champion. Recently spotted watching the tennis in Rome.
Kenza.
It's Rome, the warm-up event for this one, the major event, that is. But neither of these two were enjoying success there. Lucic, who also lost first round in Rome to Dominika Cibulkova. She did make the second round in Strasbourg, but that only the second time this year that the Croat has made it to the second round of a main tour event.
45.
So the Croat, who's been really on the periphery, her ranking just getting her into the main draw by right here, but she's some way outside the top 100, currently 117 at the moment.
Jeu, Mademoiselle Kuznetsova.
Kuznetsova strong again with the serves. Good placement with the
Mademoiselle
power.
Kuznetsova,
And she goes back to the
deux
chair,
jeux.
leading 2-1. So first sit down for these two. And just to remind you of the matches elsewhere are already in progress. Sam Stosur, the Australian's got a break against Britain's Elena Baltacha over in the main stadium at court Philippe Chatrier. Of course, you can check in on that if you so choose. And on court number 1, featured court, Fabio Fanini, a break up against Manarino. 2-love, he leads there. Court 7, Melanie Oudin yet to win a game, but Larson has indeed broken her at the start of that match. So for Melanie, a difficult beginning. I'm sure many from the States will be hoping that she can find her way back after shining so brightly as a teenager. But perhaps all too briefly. It's been a very tough road since then for her. Winner of 13 titles in total, Kuznetsova, including those 2 slams. But most recently for her, picking up a trophy, that was San Diego some 2 years ago. So not at the level she was for a while.
R1
Driven up the line, keeps looking, but realising this was a perfect strike from Svetlana Kuznetsova. Just catching the outside edge, I think. Trying to flick that one over, but didn't get her racket and body weight right through the shot. And the first break points of the match here going to the Russian. A very wayward game. Perhaps Kuznetsova lead 3-1.
Mademoiselle Kuznetsova men, 3-0. 15-0.
Polite inquiry to the umpire. Flew through and very close to the line, but it was clearly beyond it. Kuznetsova confirming that as well, just circling the mark. See a lot of that again on the play, of course.
30-0.
Good serve into the body, tied it up, tightened her up.
Wait, please.
Going for the edges, but going too far again. Needs to find her range quick. Much more margin for error here. Sustained attack. Patience as well, so better preparation, build up and conclusion to that point. Change of direction, but forced back by a fine reply from Lucic. Extra time taken before hitting that serve. It was good enough. So yet another game, telling her to a 4-1 lead in the first set. Read the tattoo. Svetlana can seem quite a quiet character in front of a camera, but relaxed off the court. She's a live wire. Great fun. So looking good in the sunshine so far for the Russian seed. Good as well for Sam Stosur, the Australian. 3-1 up first set against Baltacha in the main stadium. Fernini romping through Manarino's game at the moment. 4-love, he's leading Fernini in their first set. Safarova's 3-love up against Yakimova. Melanie Uda has got a game against Joanna Larsson, and in fact has got a break-back point, so we'll keep an eye on that. 2-1 at the moment to Larsson. In fact, as I speak, Uda has levelled 2-2.
0-15.
Again, attempting to press the button very early. Aiming for the drive up that line with a two-hander, but not perhaps in the ideal position. The preparation not there, and consequently another unforced error from her, and they're mounting up. That, though, an area where she's done well. Again, thumped out of the air.
15-30. Second service.
Flying away, her hopes may be going to a 14th unforced error from the Croat, and another couple of break points for Russia's Svetlana Kuznetsova. Encouraging, gaining encouragement for it.
30-40. Jeu, Mademoiselle Kuznetsova.
The Russian no doubt sensing the frailty at the other side. Lucic making one more mistake off that forehand, and with that comes a second break. So very much Kuznetsova's day so far here on court, Suzanne Lenglen. The first day of these championships, and the fury, frustration, Lucic slamming a racket into her foot, and maybe needs another one now. Part of her problem, not just the errors off the ground, but also with the serve. Only 35% of her first serves in play compared to Kuznetsova's 70%. She should have used that racket all along.
0-15.
And perhaps tactically that is where Lucic will aim her attacks more frequently. That backhand wing rushing the Russian into error, and then perhaps getting something short to put away into the open forehand court. She had to be very alert to that to keep the Russian honest. And going up the forehand side. This one just bobbling back off the tape. Could so easily have taken her eye off that and messed up, but no problem in the end for her. So problems now for Kuznetsova for the first time on her serve. 3 breakback points.
15-40.
Disappointing from the Croats' point of view. 3 chances to get one of the breaks back, but none taken. Doesn't look the most comfortable, certainly on clay. Lacks a real slide into the ball at times. Battling her own mind here as well as Kuznetsova. And having faced and saved 3 break points, it's now set point to the Russian. And every so often, Lucic reminds us of what she can do.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Kuznetsova.
Too far again, trying to drive the ball back and make something happen, but nothing doing there. And it is Kuznetsova who takes the first set after 27 minutes play.
Wood, please.
If you're just joining our coverage of day one of the championships here in France, welcome along. A sunny Sunday morning, but not a happy one so far for this lady. Marijana Lucic, the Croatian, 30 years of age now. A teenager of immense promise, but sadly her career blighted by injury and personal troubles. Trying to come back at this late stage. Last couple of seasons yet to really work for her. And that's something to change now. She needs to cut out the unforced errors, 19 of them in that opening set, compared to just 4 from her opponent, the former champion Svetlana Kuznetsova. Sweetly done.
30-0.
Heavy return, but right behind this, drilled up the line.
Premier service.
Broken a couple of times in the opening set. Must win this game, really, you feel.
Let premier service.
Terrific point and a fine finish. Didn't need more than that. Best tennis these two have played against one another at the same time today. Game point for Lucic. Avantage, mademoiselle Kuznetsova. to end the run of 5 games against her, but looking like the Russian might gain even more momentum here. It does, courtesy of another forehand error. Ball dismissed by Lucic, the game gone. Her chances sinking fast, it would seem. So not good news for her, but very good news for Melanie Oudin. If you're a fan of hers, I think we're featuring that on court 7 today, up against Johanna Larsson of Sweden, who broke at the start of their first set. Only for Oudin to turn things around, and she's now serving for that set. She's 5-3, 30-15. Here, just a tail of the tape in the opening set between these two. And I mentioned the unforced errors difference there, 19 compared to 4. Yes, she hit many winners, many more as well, but found herself under pressure too often on the serve because of the lack of first serves in particular, and those errors combining. So hands on hips, pondering her next move. Tell you that Melanie Oudin has taken that first set 6-3 against Sweden's Johanna Larsson on court 7. Set as well for Fabio Fognini, 6-love against Adrian Mannarino, but Mannarino 2-love up in their second set. And Elena Baltacha, the British #1, recovering somewhat in the first set against Sam Stosur, who was finalist here 2 years ago when she lost out to Francesca Schiavone. Stosur was a break up in the first set. She still leads it, but 5-4 now on serve. Baltacha at 30 all, serving again.
Mademoiselle Kuznetsova. Mademoiselle Kuznetsova men 2-0.
Well, the experience of the Russian just showing there, keeping a tidy game, forceful, precise, and putting even more pressure now on her opponent.
Let Premier Suisse.
Nice to see her smiling about this one. Very unsure on that attempt at the volley. Ball got behind her before she struck it.
Tom Civil.
ferocious hitting.
40-0.
For the first time, a change of direction, the power applied there. It's the consistency she lacks, though. Just a stab on defence, and it lands right in the corner. Lucic moving in, must have thought this was going long, but does the job just right for Kuznetsova. Break point again. And impatience again showing from Lucic. She just drives the ball, trying to force her way back, but no real creativity there. And it's 3-love Kuznetsova. It's all the Russian. Kuznetsova would have wondered what to expect, having never faced Lucic before. She'll be well aware of what the Croat did in the past, but that a long time ago, and this has been a rough ride so far for Lucic. Just got away from her very fast, and really of her own making, you feel, with Kuznetsova. Certainly solid enough so far. On occasion we've seen her lose her way, lose her focus. Being handed a significant lead now, and the unforced error count there, huge from the Croat. Big part of this story so far here on court Suzanne Longland. I can tell you that Sam Stosur, the Australian, did take that first set. She managed to break Baltasar again, so she leads the Britons 6-4. Manarino mounting a comeback against Fonini, leads him 3-1 in their second set after losing the first to Love. And Lucy Safarova, first set to her against Yakimova. The same for Cilic in his opening round match. And Melanie Oudin 6-3, Love 1 at the moment against Joanna Larsson.
Fault. Zéro 15. 15 ans.
And that's become a familiar sight for us today, with Lucic hitting and missing and then muttering to herself. One of 3 Russian women to win Grand Slam singles titles. All won their first in the same year, 2004. Anastasia Myshkina was champion here. Maria Sharapova then with her Wimbledon success before Kuznetsova conquered New York. Under a barrage and eventually forced into a mistake, so maybe Lucic can just really knuckle down here, not try and pull the trigger too early, be patient, be full of purpose and positive. There might yet be a way to crack Kuznetsova for the first time, and then who knows what. Setting that up beautifully. Remarkable junior career, and then career on the main tour as a really almost a junior. Lucic, who won her first singles title in the first tournament she entered in Bowl back in '97, I think it was. And also won the very first main doubles tournament she entered, which was the Australian Open. Won it with Martina Hingis, and at last, ironically, she raises her arms in celebration of that winner, and she has managed to break Kuznetsova for the first time. So perhaps just a sign here of a change around. Vital that Lucic builds on that with her own hold here, and then puts some real pressure back on the Russian. Been little of it so far.
Let's pomíň service. Zéro 15. Kenza.
Dynamic.
35.
What?
45. jeu,
The winners from all parts, much better. And back with some cause for hope again to sit down 2-3 in the second set. Just finding a little more purchase in this match now, Mirjana Lucic. A little more poise as well. Very rattled with herself and the mistakes that mounted up so heavily in the opening set. But there, a comparison now for first and second sets by percentage in their first serves, and you can see how much the Croat has improved on hers.
Reprise.
Melanie Oudin continuing to prosper on court 7 as well. 6-3 and 2-1 with the break against Johanna Larsson. Sam Stosur again making a better start to a set against Baltacha. Took the first set 6-4 and now leads 3-love in their second set. That in the main stadium, but here the second of the show courts. Court Suzanne Longland, Kuznetsova, who was broken last time out, serving again at 3-2. Driving the ball and screaming with desire for more.
Kenza.
So the moment comes for these two. Can Kuznetsova keep Lucic at bay, or is the Croat finding a way to get in amongst her here? Missed it, looking up that line from my commentary position, and that definitely wide. And Tony Nimmans eventually coming out of the chair. Kuznetsova, having had a closer look herself, concedes the point and faces 2 more break points, and this would be some response from 3-love down in this second set if Lucic can now level it. Overview of this stadium. There's the courts between here and the main stadium over to the right. Yes, she's made it. It just catches inside the line. Answering the drop shot. First time we've seen that from Kuznetsova, answering it with one of her own. And anticipated the cross-court from the Russian. 3-all it is. Fine effort now. Can she make even more of this? Backspin on the ball. Just hit up for her forehand. She read where that was coming. Kuznetsova not doing a whole lot with the ball. Some way short. Knew it as soon as she attempted it, although she was just inside the baseline. And you've got to say there really is no need for that. Trying to hit the winner with a change of direction shot as close to the line as she was aiming. Done better when she's got into the points. At times, trying to find that right mix. That needs a good second serve now. Kuznetsova soaking up what pressure her opponent was trying to apply, and after all the good work, undone again. Kuznetsova 4-3 up with the break in the second set. So possibly for the 26th seed, not far away from the finish line here. And maybe the same is true of Melanie Uda, who on court 7 against Joanna Larsson, a Swede who started the better of those two. Well, it's Uda who leads 6-3 and 4-1. Also looking very good now for Sam Stosur, former finalist, who leads 6-4, 5-love against Britain's Elena Baltasar. Fabio Fognini and Adrian Manarino are currently tied at 4-all in their second set over on court 1. The Frenchman losing the first set 6-love, but doing better things in the second set. And on court 2, Lucy Safarova up against Anastasia Yakimova. 6-2, 5-love. Safarova serving for her place in the second round very shortly. So Mirjana Lucic must try again to break back again. Well guided, perfect weight.
30-0.
Bad then from the Croat. Good return, setting it up. Frustrating again. Better on return off the ground on that occasion. How much more of this can she make? No more, I'm afraid, for Britain's #1, Elena Baltacha. She's succumbed to Sam Stosur, 6-4, 6-love, the Australian, the first winner of these championships in the main draw. Lucy Safarova, moments later, also winning through 2-love against Anastasia Yakimova.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Kuznetsova.
Once more, the angle of that return.
Égalité.
An impression.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Lucic. Égalité.
Tate just thwarting that last attempt. Kuznetsova was beginning to venture forward, but forced to beat a retreat.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Lucic.
Once again, Lucic knocking on the door here. Oh, that says it all, doesn't it? There to be put away, but I have to say that going back into the backhand wing here might have been the play, because Kuznetsova was already covering across on the forehand side.
Avantage, Mademoiselle Kuznetsova.
Overdone. And so for Kuznetsova, working hard in the early afternoon sunshine here in Paris as the temperature begins to rise. Mid-20s Fahrenheit around that now. She's a game away from the second round once again here. Kuznetsova, 34 career wins at Roland Garros over the years. This her 11th visit. Only the Williams sisters have more wins here of those competing this year. And really thinking back to that last game, break point she had, that forehand put away that she could only put wide. Kuznetsova at her mercy, it seems to have unsettled her since then. Just 2 points required now for the Russian.
Strand.
Unable to cover across, to slide into that and hit the strike required. And it is the former world number 2, the champion of 2009 here, who has 2 points to go into round 2 this year. Defiance on the first. Big serve.
30-40.
Huge finish. The Russian drives the return to win the match. An hour and 10 minutes played. And she beats Lucic 6-1, 6-3 to make it to the second round yet again here. And now waits the winner of the match between Yoonjan Chan of Taipei, a qualifier for the Ukrainian Katerina Bondarenko. Had to there was something of a revival from Lucic in that second set after romping through the first, but in the end too strong, too consistent, and Lucic, well, if she looks back at this one, she'll look at the huge number of unforced errors from her, although she hit many winners as well. The percentage of serves wasn't at its highest, and really a lack of consistency on the court, an inability perhaps to maintain her poise, to be patient enough in the rallies, costing her in the end. So Kuznetsova, champion of 2009, up and running well here and wins through in straight sets. They will depart this court, Suzanne Longland. I'm going to do the same, and for the next match, a men's singles match, I'll hand over to Simon Cambers for commentary.